There's fish in these waters. Yeah.
I like this. Guys, please read this. Jumping off is prohibited.
Jumping of is prohibited. Fishing is prohibited.
Oh,
Yeah, I ain't jumping off. Oh, there's the boat. The ferries. Oh, we're going further down. Can't remember the last time I've been on the boat.
doing it okay?
Yeah.
Just gotta take my time. I can't. זה קל לך להגיד את זה, אבל באמת חבל על ה... טוב, אני לא יודע איך לעבוד, אני לא עושה את זה טוב, אתה...
לתכנן את הנושאים, אתה יכול לתת 20 מיליון לחכות לך, זה לא לעניין.
באמת, די, באמת. תעזוב אותי בשקט, אחרי התרבות.
Okay, hello everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Moses, I'm the captain, sorry, I'm the captain here in the boat. I say God is a captain and we are the small people to play the boat. But okay, welcome. We have the three groups from all different places of the world. We don't know the flags, we are the only Israeli flag on the front, on the top. And welcome to Israel, welcome to the Sea of Galilee. And enjoy everybody to the trip of the boat. We play Israeli songs and some people will teach you together to dance, together with the David and together with the guide. We teach you to dance and to join here in the Sea of Galilee. Okay?
Okay.
Before that I want to ask you, everybody Christian, because we want to play the gospel music together to the Israeli pop music. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
תעשה מה שבא לך.
We out here.
So, dear guests, welcome on this boat guided by Simon, Petrus, Andreas and Jakobus. Liebe Gäste, herzlich willkommen auf diese Bootsfahrt. Die Besatzung ist Herr Simon, Petrus, Andreas. But this is Tiberias, the only city actually around the Sea of Galilee. A little northern is Magdala, known as the city of that Lady Maria Magdalena. A little further north is what known the Multiplication Church, where Jesus fed the people here with the loaf and fish. And a little further north, Capharnaum, actually the town of Jesus, where Jesus almost, traditionally 3 years long lived, where he started his mission in the Sea of Galilee. So, this is north, south, west and east, and the sea is being fed through this water from the north. On the southern part, the Sea of Galilee feeds the Jordan River. Actually, the Jordan River starts at the north, but the largest part goes from the south up to the Dead Sea, known as the Sea of the Jordan River. Concerning the water system in Israel, I say it is the most important and the biggest water reserve, but actually already few years that no water from here will be pumped out, because the last 10 years and even more actually, the sea goes back. It means the too little rain. The last winter, this winter actually it pretty lot of water, pretty lot of rain, and it is rise within 3 meters. But still 3 meters are missing for the optimal level of the Sea of Galilee. So therefore it's being stopped. And at the 60s, at the national project, we call it the national carrier, the government of Israel decided, as we have here fresh water, we would like to water with it the desert, to flourish the desert. And started this unbelievable project, water to pump from minus 200 up to the 0 level, and from over there and open channels goes into the Galilee to big water reserves, and dort is being fertilized clean of Sea of Galilee into the Jordan River because it's being blocked. Okay? And the idea is maybe those channels to use them to bring water backwards to feed with desalinized water in these channels, and to feed the Sea of Galilee, to fill it up, and then they can open the southern part to the Jordan River, and will be influencing also the sea level at the Dead Sea, because they are both of them very, very connected. 1 centimeter or more. So if we can see here, the Golan Heights is actually this strip east to the Sea of Galilee, okay? And it's not very long, it's only 70 kilometers long, and the widest strip is about 25 kilometers. As we can see, it's a height, it's not a mountain, it's a height. And it's about 500 meters above the level of the Sea of Galilee. So the Golan Heights, politically, let's say, the French and the British divided these areas after the First World War. And the border between the British mandate here and the French mandate over there went very close to that seashore on the east side. When the French withdrew, the Syrians become independent, and then there was a conflict between the Jewish, let's say, community here in Israel and the Syrians, and they started actually bombing all the settlements right here, and that's went through till 1967. 1967, Israel conquered the Golan Heights, and this threatening stopped from one day to the other. So since then, it is quiet. It's not only here. It's concerning also the whole. It is concerning the whole line up to the Israeli-Lebanese-Syrian border. It was every other day threatening. Another problem that was there, because of those three water resources here, the Syrians tried, it was actually in British territory and later on in Israeli territory, so they tried actually to turn them over to the Syrian part. And Israel did not allow it because water is a big problem here. It used to be, not anymore, I believe. But anyway, it has been stopped. That also was one of the problems. So the 6-Day War, actually this training has been stopped. And then started, first of all, the archaeologists started excavations all around the Golan Heights, because the Jewish settlements after the destruction of the Second Temple, Judaism has been spread only in the Galilee and the Golan Heights. And then actually was discovered about 27 Jewish settlements that existed there till the 700. Okay, first the archaeologists discovered them, and then came what we call the settlers, and they built about 25 or 27 settlements there. It's about 18,000 Jews that are living there, and a little town over there. So the people went because of the ecology, living of agriculture and tourism, quite a little away from the big cities. Now, the last years, as we heard, there are the circumstances in Syria which made that border a little more fragile because of the security situation in Syria. So the Israeli army has to take care more a little of the security, but it is still quiet. Okay?
Yep.
So, this is what I have to say. It's a lot to talk about it, but anyway, I don't know if you were in lunch or not, but recommended a St. Peter fish from the Sea of Galilee. Very recommended. Indeed, it comes from the Sea of Galilee, but in few years they have to stop fishing here. But it is an ideal condition for fishing, for St. Peter fish, because it's a sweet water fish. Okay? And then after it multiplies itself, then they can fish again. So it's recommended, very tasty. I'm planning to do that with my guests. Wish you Neshalcha. Thank you so much. So I would like to ask you, those who want to join us, for a little dance on the stage over there.
השמש על פניי לא מפריד לא עכשיו עוד לא שתלתי דשא עוד לא נתתי עוד לא נתתי קרן על כל חובתי עוד לא הכל עשיתי ממש במו ידיי עוד לא הכל עשיתי עוד לא אהבתי די עוד לא אהבתי די הרוח והשמש על פניי עוד לא אהבתי די והנה לא עכשיו ונתן שפתם מים וששון עם עיניך ישוע שפתם מים וששון עם עיניך ישוע מים 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 או מים וששון מים 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 או מים וששון מים 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 וששון מים 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 וששון המיסים עוד יעלו ובמוסקבה השערים ינעלו והסוכר גם הוא עוד יעלה בקור אנחנו לא נפסיק לשיר לא נפסיק לשיר לא נפסיק לשיר לא נפסיק לשיר לא נפסיק לשיר
למה אתה לא מקשיב? כן.
יש יותר כבוד, למה יודעים מספור מאוד, למי תמיד למי, יש יותר כבוד. כשהקרב היה בוער והקפה לא זזה, המפקד היה אומר, אתה ראשון יקזה. כולם ידעו שכזבלן ראשון תמיד לצעוד, ומאחור הם צעקו, כל הכבוד. כולם היו יודעים מספור מאוד, ולמי יש יותר כבוד. כולם היו יודעים מספור מאוד, למי תמיד למי, יש יותר כבוד. ושוב נצא אוויר הדרך, יד ביד לדרך, בשרשרת זהב. ושוב נצא אוויר הדרך, עמך לדרך, ושירנו על גב. ועד לשערי רקיע בוודאי נגיע, ועד אם לא עכשיו. ועד לשערי רקיע בוודאי נגיע, ודרכנו לא לשווא. וגם אם ארוכה הדרך ורבה הדרך, אין כוחנו עוד רב. וגם אם ארוכה הדרך ורבה הדרך, נעבור ביחד. ועד לשערי רקיע בוודאי נגיע, ועד לא עכשיו. ועד לשערי רקיע בוודאי נגיע, ודרכנו לא לשווא. רמת דימונה, שם נצא לתמונה. ילודה של סופר שמוציא הוא צפה לבן זוגה של סופר שמוציא הוא צפה לבן זוגה להיות דרך אהבה לשקוע אל ענבה ולמילה לא ירונה אל סימונה לימונה ולמילה לא ירונה אל סימונה לימונה אל סימונה לימונה אל סימונה לימונה בדרך לכבוד הלכתי לבדי מאחורי שמעתי כל פרסה הפלגתי את ראשי, ראיתי לידי ובאמצעים ישבי רגע בסיסה שאל ועל ילדה עניתי להרים והיא אותי על סוסת אוהבי שאל ועל ילדה עניתי להרים והיא אותי על סוסת אוהבי ומאז נבלע לי רז כי זה שבא לשאול לארץ מכבש
because it was just in the process to be built. All right, the main cities around the lake, they are always Capharnaum, the area, the region of Tabka, and the area of the Galilee. The Galilee's area where Jesus healed the demoniac. You remember the story from Luke chapter 8?
גדעון,
Okay, so that
שים
is
פה
the
את
other
הזה,
side.
קודם כל,
Okay,
לפני
so
זה,
this
נו.
is, you know, the city of
זה
Galilee. Now,
עצבים
that
שלכם
city
גם
on
כן.
top of the mountain, it's called the city of Safed. Tomorrow I'm going to take you up. City of Safed built in the mountain. Jesus used it in his
Santa?
speech. Let your light be seen like the city built where? Oh, you understand? At night you can see all the light of the city. So that is the city existed, and this is the center of theology of Judaism, where the Kabbalah studies. You know, the mystic movement, the Kabbalah. So they stay there. So tomorrow I'm going to take you that way, and we will head the way to other villages around. Okay, let's go. Let's go, friends.
Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you. Friends, if you like to bless the crew, the exit where we ask you for it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay. You think you could have walked down the sea? You start walking on water. I'm walking on water.
We're going to get on the bus and go back to Northwest Sea of Galilee, the ministry of Jesus Christ. We have two more stops for lunch.
Yes.
The first one is Mensa Christi, or the primacy of Peter. I need someone to do John 21. Could somebody please have that ready by the time we get there? And then we go to Capharnaum. Now Capharnaum was headquarters of the ministry of Jesus. Any reading you have, I'll take it. And I have a reason for saying that. If you have Matthew, Mark, Luke, anything you want from about Capharnaum, the more the merrier. And I want more than one little reading. Like, let's do like 5 or 6 of them. And I have a reason for that, okay? So if you have a verse here, verse there from about Capharnaum, anything that has the word Capernaum in it, please have it ready. Anybody, doesn't. I need more than one person. So we need one to do John 21 next. And then we get back on the bus and go to Capernaum. And I need a few people, actually 2 or 3 people, to do readings about Capernaum. Is that okay, everybody?
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it. And Judea in Samaria. There's several regions, too small yet so diverse, has a lot to offer. You know, then you go down to the Dead Sea, which is the lowest place on earth, 417 meters below sea level. Half hour from the Dead Sea you can go to Jerusalem, which is 800 meters above sea level, within 30 kilometers, everybody. The lowest place on earth, 417, is in Israel, Dead Sea, and then half hour away, 30 kilometers away, you go up to Jerusalem, which is 800 meters above sea level. That's how diverse it is. See people, you know, water sports, again, the weather, it's the Passover weekend, it's a long weekend. The first working day in Israel, everybody, is Sunday. It's not like in the US, you know, Monday. No, it's Sunday is the first working day. Weekends are Fridays and Saturdays. But because it's the Maimuna, you know, the end of the Passover, so Sunday is going to be a holiday too. So we have a 3-day weekend in Israel, which does not happen every day. It's just because that's how it is this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and The level of the Sea of Galilee, everybody, was a lot lower up to what, 4 or 5 months ago. We picked up, so far we picked up 2 meters. That's millions and millions of cubic meters. Yeah, we were almost down to the black line. Black line means we can no longer take drinking water out of the Sea of Galilee, because the city of Tiberias, for example, drinks and irrigates from the Sea of Galilee. And we were down, the first time we were down to the red level, or red line. And then they said, well, because we kept going, we said, well, we'll go to the black line. That didn't work either. They said there's a second black line, but if we get, God forbids, if we get to the second black line, they said we can no longer take water out of the Sea of Galilee, it'll be too dangerous. So thank God this season we picked up 2 meters, and we are not far away from the level, but we're still 2.5 to 3 meters below the average level, because for the last 20 years we haven't had enough water, rainwater. But it's a good start, you know, when you pick up 2 meters in just one short season, that is an impressive season. So yeah, then what happens is in May, next month, and June, all that snow that you see on top of the mountain starts melting, joins the Jordan River, and then enters the Sea of Galilee. And so because the main supplier of water for the Sea of Galilee is the Jordan. Folks, Jordan are 2 words, Jordan, Ja'er-dan, Dan comes down. 3 rivers actually create the Jordan. One of them is the Dan, named after the tribe of Dan. The tribe of Dan in the Bible are originally from the Hashfalah, the lowlands, southwest of Jerusalem. They made a change. They decided to move to the northern territory. They captured a city called Laish, the Bible tells us, and then they changed the name from Laish to Dan, so they moved up to the northern territory. So that's the first river, Dan. The second river is the Paneas, but the Arab people had a problem pronouncing the P's and the B's, so Paneas, or the Temple of Pan, that's the name of that region, becomes Banias. Now let me remind you what happened at Paneas, folks. The Gospel of Matthew chapter 16, when Jesus goes up with Peter to that Caesarea Philippi, and he asks him, what do you people think that I am? And he says Elijah, you know, Joshua, you know, all these different names. And that's what he tells them, on this rock I build my church. So that's Caesarea Philippi, and that is the second river, Banias. So we have the Dan, the Banias, and the third one is called the Hasbani. Hasbani comes from Lebanon. So 3 rivers create the Jordan. Dan descends, or Dan comes down all the way down to the Sea of Galilee. It enters the Sea of Galilee, Kinneret. It gives the Sea of Galilee life. There's a lot of fishes that live in the sea, of different kind of species. The very famous one, everybody, is tilapia, and that's what we're having for lunch today, or St. Peter's fish, because that's what St. Peter's fish for. So the Jordan enters the Sea of Galilee from Beit Saida. Beit Saida means the house of the fishermen. It exits from Yardenit, or the little Jordan. That's what Yardenit means, and goes all the way down to the Dead Sea. Dead Sea. When I say Dead Sea, what do you think lives in the Dead Sea, folks? Nothing. Zero. Because the Dead Sea only receives water and doesn't give anything. And I always say to my groups, be like the Sea of Galilee. Don't just take. You gotta take, and you have to give. Be alive. That's what God wanted us to do. Don't just take. Remember that woman who gave all she had to Jesus? She gave all her fortune. What was her fortune, folks? Do you remember? 2 coins. The widow's mites. She gave all she had. She was a lot better in front of Jesus' eyes than a lot of us today. Because today when you give charity, should I give him like 1%, or should I give 0.5%? Should I give the best out of my food, or just give what is left over? We should give the best. She gave everything she had. That was all her fortune. 2 little coins, 2 little pennies. All right. So that's the message, folks, we learned from the ministry of Jesus here in Sea of Galilee. Again, the attitude to be, not just this is what we call, folks, the land of the text. You read the Bible back home. You probably grew up in church. Doesn't matter what Christian background you have, but this is different. This is the 5th gospel, right? You're living it. Do you agree with me, folks? This is where you live the Bible. This is what comes alive again. That's why I insist always we should read everywhere we go. We should have somebody read the text for us. and make us richer, with all that information. And before we go down to the side, just a quick look at that door, everybody, with that gate. You all see the cross?
Yes.
You know, it's called the cross of Jerusalem. Because we're going to be seeing that almost everywhere we go. And let me tell you the story of the cross of Jerusalem. It's one big cross and in the middle and 4 little crosses in the corners. Now, if we go back to the Byzantine period, when I say Byzantine, everybody, I keep repeating that Byzantine. Exactly, there's Constantine, the Christian, beginning of the Christian period. Because the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd centuries, you're not allowed to be a Christian anyways. If you get caught, they persecute you, they kill you, they put you in a prison cell, they'll torture you, because that was the forbidden religion. The first country to become Christian was, anybody knows? Armenia. 301. Even before Constantine and Helena came to town. Armenia, the Saint Gregory is the one who baptized the king of Armenia 301 in Armenia. That was officially the first Christian nation. 25 years later, Constantine, after he defeated the Romans, with his mother Helena or Saint Helen, he comes to the Holy Land. They came looking for Christian holy sites, and they are the ones who actually decided that Christmas in December, which is wrong, by the way. I'm giving you heads up. But we'll talk about that when we go to Bethlehem. Why am I saying that? I will prove it. We'll probably know it by anyways. So they actually, in the Byzantine period, believed that Earth was not round, Earth was flat. And Jerusalem was the center of Earth. So that's the big cross in the middle. Okay? The 4 little crosses are the 4 corners of Earth. Okay? Altogether they are 5, and that is the number of the wounds on the body of Jesus. So every time we see Christian property, you'll see the Jerusalem cross. Every time when we go to the souvenir, gift shop, olive wood shop, jewelry shop in Bethlehem, we have one we go to. They'll show you how they make it in olive wood or it's gold or silver or diamonds, whatever. But that's what's supposed to bring Christians together, unites Christians with one cross. So every Christian, doesn't matter what background they have, Catholic, Protestant, Greek Orthodox, they all wear that cross. That's what we call the Christian cross. Okay? All right, go down. Who's doing John 21 for us?
Say John what?
21.
Thank you.
Hi. 27,000 kilometers square.
I mentioned Heptapegon, 7 springs. This is one of them right here. Freshwater springs that go into the Sea of Galilee.
Freshwater spring.
It does, but it isn't. That's true. That's so true. But it
So it's
isn't.
going down into the ground.
It goes down that way, and then they divert the water to go through the gardens so they use it for irrigation. Plus, the Jesuit center in the middle, they have a swimming pool. They use that water to fill it up. Yeah. What? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All right. You're absolutely right.
So I just asked, what order?
$1, 3.6 shekels. That's
Michael Bauer.
everybody in the shade. Want to sit down, please do so.
Please just sit. Please just sit.
Yes.
Your women can sit down.
See what I'm saying?
Huh?
Oh, I was gonna take my own picture right now. Look at him coming.
Watch out now. Watch out, moment.
Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't turn the darn thing on.
There's a rock right there. Be careful. You can't go too far. There's rocks right there. Getting y'all.
Stones are hard.
Yeah.
You should keep your shoes on, man.
It doesn't matter. I have another pair.
No, I said you should have. Not shouldn't have.
You want healing?
I see the ground right here. You don't know?
Because they walked in front of me, so I can't do this. So I'm going to do it here.
Got my dunk in the waters. Well, not a dunk. My feet got a dunk.
Step in the edge of the water. Peter, step in the edge of the water. Your shoes are dry.
Okay. I'm going on here with Jesus.
Her feet in the water.
See my face?
Yeah. We're gonna bring us back some water and some rocks and soil from the Sea of Galilee. Take it back home with us.
I don't know. Restrooms down there, but I don't know if there's a cost.
Okay.
Got 5 people up there already. Peter and
Okay.
a bunch of them.
Yeah, I see that purple shirt. Don't know. I guess that signifies 12 o'clock, I guess.
El próximo pasaje bíblico, viendo la multitud, sintió compasión de ellos. Él quería estar solo, pero una multitud lo siguió. Y se entiende eso.
Non è quello là?
Era avanti prima.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
St. Peter's house.
Right.
Yeah, it's another Gethsemane. You know, Gat Shemanim. Yeah. Gat is Aramaic. or Hebrew for press. Shemanim is oil. And again, everybody here in Galilee, you're either a fisherman or a farmer. Okay? You can't be a shepherd here. You can't. Because farmers and shepherds cannot live together. It's like two enemies, you know, you can't just, this doesn't happen. When we go to Judea tomorrow, in our day, Judea, you know, Jericho, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, you'll see a lot of shepherds. There won't be a lot of farmland because they just don't get along really good.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Galilee, farmers, you know, olive oil. They pick the olives in October, November. And they, imagine if you're a farmer back then, I'm talking 2,000 years ago. You work hard as a Jewish farmer, or a Gentile farmer in Galilee, have 2,000-3,000 olive trees. It would take you 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks to pick these olives. And once you have it picked, you come to this olive oil, you know, press or Gethsemane, and you have people help and crush the olives. The first thing they did was lay the olives in that basin, and they turned that wheel. The wheel, they put a pin in it, and an animal or two, or a man or two, they push that wheel, and they crush olives. Once the olives are crushed, they put them in baskets made of straw or leather sometimes. Then bring them over to this stage, second stage, stage number 2, is when they add they put the basket on the sides, and we're missing another piece. It's like a screw. It starts putting pressure on the baskets, and then oil comes out of these baskets and into the aqueducts around the stone. See the aqueducts around the stone, and then it goes down to the big basin. And that is, you know, oil goes to the top, water goes down, and that's the extra virgin oil, or the first press. Then they do it again and again, 2 or 3 times. It depends how many times they want to do it. But this is what people have done here for a living, olive oil. Until now, in Palestinian universities and colleges, even in schools, my kids, you know, in October, November, they had a whole week off. It's called the olive vacation, really.
Oh, wow.
They give the kids 1 week to go out there, help farmers, you know, pick olives, and the kids love it because they stay away from school for a week and they help out. Yeah, well, I did it too. Yeah, so you know, it helps. But 2,000 years ago, you are a farmer. You worked hard. You collected all these olives. Now you brought them over here, and you're excited. You know, this is because your son is going to get married because of the good olive oil season, or your daughter. And now, but what happens here? There was a man who lived here. I think his name was Matthew. What did Matthew do? What was his job? He was a tax collector. He would ruin it for you, because Matthew would tell you this: listen, Caesar wants to be happy. To keep him happy, you gotta pay him a tax cut. He takes a cut. If he's not happy, none of us is happy. Simple as that. So as a good Jew back then, you had to give a tax to Caesar, a temple tax, an offering. That leaves you with what? Not much. All that hard work, hard labor. Yeah, well, maybe 20-30%.
23 something.
So what happens is, the reason, because of this, folks, all these taxes that the Romans were making Jewish folks paying, that led to something very important in the history of the Jewish nation. It's called the Great Jewish Revolt in 66 AD until 71 AD. 5 years the Jews revolted because of the taxes. They were killing people with taxes. You're basically working for Caesar. And the more you give them, the more and more they wanted. It's like a monster sitting there, you know, and there was so many corruption in it. What I want you to understand, everybody, Judea was the bank for Rome. Anybody been to Rome?
Yeah.
You were in Rome? You were in Rome? Who else was in Rome? I'm guessing when you were in Rome, you visited the Colosseum, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. When was the Colosseum built?
15th century, was it?
No, actually.
It was built in the 1st century. But when in the 1st century? It was built. They
Nero's
start.
time?
What was the time period? They started in 72 AD. They finished in 80 AD. Hold that thought for a second. What did I just say about what happened here between 66 and 71? The Great Jewish Revolt, which made the Romans punish the Jewish nation, destroy the Temple of Jerusalem. They destroyed the temple, burned the city of Jerusalem. And what else did they do? Romans took all the gold, silver, the menorahs, all these treasures hidden in the temple for thousands of years. They were taken, and if you've been to Rome, you've probably seen the Ark of the Triumph, where Roman soldiers carrying the golden Jewish menorah out of the temple to Rome. They had plans to build the Colosseum, but they never had the Benjamins. Until the destruction of the Temple of Jerusalem, the wealth that was coming from Judea, the bank for Rome, now we have money, we can build the Colosseum in Rome. Whatever was happening in Judea was affecting Rome and vice versa. Judea, you need to understand this. The most important thing they wanted from Judea was salt. Why salt? Salt to the Romans was like oil or petrol to the Bush family. Really?
Oh.
Yeah. It's the number one commodity. You gotta have, because it's precious. Nothing can happen without salt. And where would you find that? In the Salt Sea, the Dead Sea. So they want to make sure the man who owns or runs this Salt Sea area belongs to Rome. And his name was Herod the Great. Even though he said he was a Jew, he wasn't. He was a Roman puppet, really, that's what he was. But anyways, I'll talk about that in Caesarea. Who was this Herod guy? So taxes and taxes from here, from Galilee, all over. Because the Great Jewish Revolt, the destruction of the Temple of Jerusalem, Judea becomes the bank for Rome. All right? So let's go sit down somewhere, folks, and talk about this. Who would be kind enough for us to read some Capharnaum passages for us? Anything you have about Capharnaum, I don't care what you find about book, as long as it's laid out there. Anybody would like yes, thank you, sir.
The faith of the centurion. When Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him asking for help. Lord, he said, my servant lies at home paralyzed, suffering terribly. Jesus said to him, shall I come and heal him? The centurion replied, Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I myself, a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I tell this one, go, and he goes, and that one, come, and he comes. I say to my servant, do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith. I say to you that many will come from the east and the west and will take their places at the feast with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. The subjects of the kingdom will be thrown outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then Jesus said to the centurion, go, let it be done, just as you believed it would. His servant was healed at that moment.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else would like to share read something for us about Capharnaum? Anything, I don't care. Matthew, from whatever you want.
I'm reading from Matthew chapter 4.
Good, thank you, sir.
And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast, in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali.
Naphtali, yes, sir.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people which sat in darkness saw great light, and to them which sat in the region and shadow of death light is sprung up.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Maybe a miracle or two. What happened here in Capernaum? Anybody have like something to share with me? Remember what he just said? Capernaum by the way of the sea. You know, the Via Maris, I mentioned that on the bus. Coming through that valley, the Valley of Doves, there was a Via Maris, sea road. You come out, you find Magdala in front of you. The reason, folks, okay, well, thank you anyways. The reason I was trying to read as much as possible from Capharnaum, because this becomes the headquarters of the ministry of Jesus. 3 years. This is it. This is where he lived. This is where he performed miracles. This is where people came for him to be healed. This is where he met a lot of people. Matthew, Andrew. This is between the land of the Galilee and Naphtali. Why did he choose here? Why Capharnaum? Because the fulfillment of the prophet in the book of Isaiah. You just heard it. Okay? Plus, location. Capharnaum by the way of the sea, the Via Maris. There were two kingdoms during the lifetime of Jesus. One in the north, that was the kingdom of Philip. There were two Caesareas, by the way. Caesarea Philippi, built by the son Philip, and Caesarea Maritime, we're going to go to tomorrow, by Herod. And then the kingdom here of Antipas, the one who built Tiberias and Sepphoris. To travel on that Via Maris, the sea road between the two kingdoms, you had to go through Capharnaum. This is an opportunity to meet with different people from different backgrounds. Fishermen, I make you fisher of men. Farmers, shepherds. He was a good shepherd. Why does God call this land the land of milk and honey, folks? Have you ever thought about it? Why can't it be the land of cereal and chocolate bars? Why is it the land of milk and honey? Milk and honey. Where do you get milk from?
Cows.
No, that's in the USA.
Goats.
Goats and sheep. Goats and sheep. Who takes care of goats and sheep? Shepherds. So when God says the land of milk, the land of shepherds. What about honey? Where do you get your honey from? Bees, right? Maybe in Wisconsin, maybe in Florida. Here we get our honey from date palm tree honey. Date honey. And who takes care of these trees? Farmers. So the land of shepherds and farmers that they don't get together all the time. Remember I just said that a few minutes ago? So let's go back to the book of Genesis. What did Abraham say to Lot when they came all, tens of thousands of people came on him? What did he say to them?
sheep herders
And we want to get along. If you choose to go to the right, I'll stay on the left. And he took the worst way. Yeah, he made the wrong decision.
Yeah. Gave him first choice and he took the wrong one.
Yes, sir. Okay. So location. This is where he would meet with people, travelers, merchants, poor people, rich people, fishermen, fisher of men later, tax collectors. So he has Matthew, follow me. You're not a tax collector anymore. We have another mission for you. But who else was in that team? Someone who hated tax, because tax collectors, folks, in the Jewish eyes back then were traitors. They're the worst. I'm gonna kill you one day because you ruined my life. You are the man responsible for ruining my life, taking my livelihood, taking my food away from me.
Luke was an attorney, right?
Yeah, but what was Simon, the zealot? What would his dream of his life to do? Is kill as tax collector every day. Jesus tells him, you know what? Simon the zealot, Matthew tax collector, guess what, guys? You're gonna live together for the next 3 years. You're gonna like each other. You're gonna love each other. Can you imagine someone with, hey, whatever your name is from ISIS, and whatever your name is from, you come live together. Really? That's how it was. That's how it was. To motivate other people, inspire them. It can happen. It can happen. That's what happened here. 38 miracles in all 4 Gospels. Most of them have actually happened right here, in this region. But he needed, just like us humans, he needed a place to stay. So he lived in Simon Peter's mother-in-law's house, which is underneath the Catholic Church, and the synagogue where he performed miracles, and people touching his feet, people touching his garments. You want to get healed, wouldn't you? Want to be healed? We all do want to get healed. So this is his headquarters, Capharnaum. This is not the end of it. You see there's a wall right there, and beyond that wall there's a Greek orthodox. The Greek orthodox, that's the region of Capharnaum. But again, like I said earlier to you, it's nothing happened. Here, there was all part of the ministry of Jesus Christ. And from this place he would go to Nazareth, visit the rest of his family, the ones who never came down here. As a rabbi, he would go to Jerusalem. The journey to Jerusalem from this place was 180 kilometers, 110 miles. no air-conditioned bus, no Wi-Fi, no ice cream bars, maybe a pair of leather sandals, maybe some date fruits, dried piece of meat or fish, and water. That's all he needed, and the apostles as well. Not only him, thousands of pilgrims, Jewish pilgrims who made the Aliyah, going up to the temple of Jerusalem. You had, because you could not do any offerings at the synagogues here, B'tei Knesset. You're going to give an offering, you're going to the temple. The only time when they did otherwise was during the reign of King Jeroboam. You all know Jeroboam, the golden calf. The stupid thing he did was doing up and down. He said, don't go to Jerusalem, it's far away. I have a God. He looks like a golden calf. Really? Is that your God now, Jeroboam? That's why he went off the wrong way. He went to the wrong direction. But anyways, so when you give an offering, you only can do that at the temple. The journey is a 2-week walking journey. Maybe 3 weeks if you want to stop and get some rest. And then you're gonna be there for 2 weeks, like Passover. So you spend 2 weeks walking down there. Okay, you made it. 2 weeks there because of the holiday, that's 4 weeks. 2 weeks coming back, 6 weeks times 3 holidays a year, 18 weeks a year. 1/3 of the year folks were just walking back and forth as a rabbi. That's how committed these folks were. 2,000 years. It was not easy. It was not easy. Like I said today, people get on those. First thing they ask me, is there Wi-Fi? Really? Is that what you're here for? Because you want to watch, you want to look at your Facebook page. You're here on a mission. You're on a pilgrimage, right? So for 3 years, folks, he lived here. He traveled from this place. He came back to this place. He preached. He taught us a lot. He taught the apostles, taught people. He performed a lot of miracles. He always come back to this place until the final visit, which is this week. Passover.
Did he go to Egypt?
No, he went to Egypt when he was being born.
When he was,
Yeah, because they're from the house of David when he was born.
Yeah.
And because they're from the house of David, there was a decree by the Augustus Caesar, you got to go register, and the city of David was Bethlehem. Maybe he went, but we don't know about. Maybe we don't know, but it's not recorded. But anyways, so until the final visit, folks, which is Passover, he died on the cross, but he was resurrected, and he makes an appearance like we did in John 21 here in the Sea of Galilee. He loved this place so much he had to come back and make sure things are okay. Peter is not the sad, miserable Peter anymore. Oh,
So how far is this from Jerusalem?
180 kilometers.
180.
110 miles. That's a long journey. All right, folks. So this is what I'm going to do.
These walls, are they from those times?
No. That's like 100 years old. Just to separate the Catholic property from the Greek Orthodox property. So we have a synagogue back there also. We call the White Synagogue because it was built in the 4th century. The synagogue from the time of Jesus is a black basalt one underneath it. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give you some time. 20 minutes, folks. 1 o'clock. Please be back on the bus. All right?
Yes, sir.
Take pictures, wander around. But you know, one more thing. Let me do this together. Okay, I just want to point a couple of things, and then you'll get 20 minutes. Come this way.
Okay.
I gotta do this. See, this is like an, a big open museum. You can see most of the stuff, these capitals and bits and pieces, are from the 4th century synagogue. We call it the White Synagogue because the local stone, as this is black basalt, but this was an addition. So we have stones, a milestone. You all know what a milestone is? What's a milestone? These are terminology in our life. Yeah, exactly. It's just a stone every mile to remind you that it's still Roman property. You gotta pay tax. It's like the toll that you pay in the New Jersey Turnpike. It was invented right here 2,000 years ago. It's the same, nothing has changed. You're my property, it's paved, it's guarded, and you owe me money. Does it make a difference from what today's toll system? It's the same. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Go through the mountains. It was 25 cents, and now it's like $2. That's right there.
The other thing I want to point out is this stone has the names of the sons of Zebedee on it. The sons of Zebedee, right here. Yeah, it's written in Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. We do also have the menorah, the oldest Jewish symbol in the world. You all know what the menorah is, the 7 candle drum. By the way, if you want to buy one, when you go to a souvenir shop, make sure you buy a menorah, not a Chanukiah. They're two different things. Chanukiah has 9, and that's the one they only use during Hanukkah, the Feast of Lights. But the rest of the year is a menorah. So just make sure it's 7 or 9, depends what you want. Because people always. And then some pomegranate. Yeah. The Ark of the Covenant on 2 wheels right here. This is something you don't see every day. Was pushed around for 20 years until it gets to its resting place at the Temple of Jerusalem. There it is. The wheels, 2 wheels. We also have the 7 species.
What is this one?
Ark of the Covenant.
This one?
This little one? Oh, it's a menorah again. Oh, this one. The Ark of the Covenant wheels, pomegranates, date palm trees, 7 species, grapes, wine, pomegranates again. Anyways, folks, 20 minutes, take 20 minutes. Please be back on the bus at 20 minutes. Time yourself, make sure you go back on the bus in 1-ish, alright?
Yes, sir.
Is this one? I'm going to get a picture of this Ark of the Covenant.
Again, everything is back. So, the white stuff
You say you don't see this every day.
So 20 minutes, take pictures, see the bus.
That's the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Say that again.
The rocks are original from the hometown of Jesus.
Okay.
But don't you think it's very bright?
What's the name of these rocks? He said they were something about the hometown of Jesus, and the rocks were from something. The synagogue was on top of here. Yeah, that's what he said. That looked like oil at one. You want to take a picture? Put your bond over there right there before we get to it. I get the whole tree. Very good.
Gotta get the stuff.
Okay.
Come closer.
So.